Everyone, happy Wednesday. It is almost 11 o'clock a.m. Central Time. I said I was going to bring on my friend and business partner, Carissa. So I just hopped in a minute here early before she hops in. She is a local business partner of mine. I'm a man of talk. She's up in the Green Bay area. And I'll wait till she gets on to introduce her, but we're just going to do like a 15-20 minute live question and answer on this business, why network marketing, why this company over any other company. And so we will just wait until she pops on at 11. If you are hopping on, drop a comment where you are watching from, what state, city, and yeah, ask any questions in the comments during the live too. So I'll just kind of wait here. So, okay, Chris is coming on now. There she is. I'm going to bring her on. I did invite her. Adding. Joining. Should be joining. Let me know, Carissa, if you're having any troubles on my end. Sometimes going to cut out. Okay. All right. Okay. So let's try this again.
Hello.
Oh, there we go. Hi. Hello. How are you? Can you hear me?
Yep.
All
I
right.
don't know why it does that. It'll take 2 tries.
Yeah.
Like the first try doesn't work, then I leave and then I come back and that works. So
Yeah, I know that happened to me. That happens to me sometimes, like one time it
yeah.
did, one time it didn't. I don't know.
Yeah.
Let me just make sure my volume is on too. So, hello. Thanks for
Hi.
joining me.
Yes. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So I just kind of did a quick, like, I didn't introduce you yet, but I just said that you'd be coming on and that you work in the business and your business partner with me. Kind of mentioned that we're both sort of local, Green Bay, Manitowoc, but yeah, why don't you introduce yourself? I know Krista is a mom of 4, a wife. I'll let her tell you about how long she's been in the industry and whatnot, but welcome.
Yeah. Yes. Well, and let's give it a little background too. Sarah and I just met a month ago, and we
Yeah.
officially met in person last weekend. So I
Yes.
love that about this business because you meet so many different people that you have never met.
Yep.
But because of this industry, you meet people that you're like, you know what, I like, you would not be in my life. Like if
Yeah.
someone didn't share this opportunity with me. And I just absolutely love that because I feel like you're incredible, you're smart, you're driven, you're talented, you're kind. And I'm just really blessed to be able to be partnered with you and
Yeah.
help people in this space. So yeah, I'm a mom of 4. I live in Green Bay, Wisconsin. My oldest is 15, and then I have an almost 13-year-old, almost 12, 11-year-old, and a 7-year-old.
Yep.
So we have some birthdays coming up. But
Yeah.
and I'm a wife to my husband Tony, and yeah, I feel like I'm a full-time Uber driver because we don't have any drivers in our house yet. So
Yep.
it's hectic, right? It's
Yes.
busy. I work
Yes.
outside the home sometimes, and I sub in the Green Bay School
Yep.
District. So I got a lot going on, and I started in this industry. Oh gosh, it was February 2011
Oh, okay.
that I started in this industry. And I started back then when my oldest was almost 2, and I worked a corporate job. But I decided to start in this industry then because I wanted to get out of the house once a week.
Yep.
I wanted to be with adults, and I didn't want to mom at night. Obviously I love being a mom. I needed a
Yes.
break, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so once a week I wanted to get out of the house, and that's why I started.
Yep.
That's when I started. I never saw a full, big picture of the vision
Yep.
of this industry, and that's one thing that I feel like I'm so passionate about sharing with people now because if I would have been told the vision of what then that opportunity was, I wouldn't have waited 2.5 years
Yeah.
to finally do something with that opportunity. Because it took me 2.5 years to then finally see, oh my gosh, like, okay, we're pregnant with our third child now.
Yep.
I can quit my corporate job. And actually, 11 years ago this month, I quit my corporate job to stay home with my boys because my third child was being born in
Yep.
November, so I'd have the three boys.
Yep.
Um, and I've loved this space ever since. I've this is the third company I've been with. And what started out as just this one night a week mom, what I wanted to do then has grown and developed into something bigger than I could ever imagine. And the freedom and flexibility that this industry
Yep.
provides alongside a corporate job or a stay-at-home mom or a single parent or someone that has two jobs or three jobs, what this industry does, it's mind-blowing.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. I felt a connection to you right away, multiple reasons. I mean, there's multiple things we have in common, but you have three boys and a girl. I have three boys and a girl. Um, we have that same background of like education. I went to college to be an educator too. And I think seeing, I think so many people think that, and I think it's getting better, but like the network marketing space is very misunderstood a lot. And I was one of those people too. And I think that many people think that, well, yeah, you can do that because you're a stay-at-home mom. But the majority of people in this company start this with a full-time job. And they do start small and they do really start in the nooks and crannies of their life. And as it slowly builds, they're able to start pulling back from maybe their other job, or maybe they want to keep their other job and they just want a multiple stream of income. But hearing you say that this is your third company, what makes Tranont, the company we're with, different from the other ones you were with?
Well, the compensation plan.
Yeah.
So a lot of people come into Tranont and because they're like, this product changed my like people usually have product stories, right? I
Correct.
came to Tranont with no product story.
Sure.
I Products caught my eye, and yes, I wanted to buy the liquid collagen. But
Yep.
then when someone said, okay, that's great, but could you also see other people that might need this and check out our compensation plan? And when I saw the compensation plan, I feel like I couldn't stop thinking about it because where I was and I loved the journey of how I got here and I loved the companies the two companies I was with, um what I was doing and how much time I was putting in comparison with the two side by side. It
Yep.
was like, oh my, like I can move over to Tranont and give myself a pay raise, and I can
Yeah.
help multiple more people with these products than what I was doing before. I could have that ripple effect. And like I said, I got into this industry for that mom, right? But I really love helping
Yeah.
people. I love helping people get started. I love helping people solve a solution. So I saw a really big impact with these products to really help a lot of people, myself included, and help now almost 15 years later, have an impact in my family's financial future.
Yeah.
Like you said, you nailed it. A lot of people misconstrue this industry because there are sometimes some companies or individuals that put a bad taste in the mouth of,
Yeah.
oh, it's one of those things,
Yeah.
and I it's not when you start, you can start in the nooks and crannies. I did. I had a 2 year old, I had a newborn, and then I had a 5 year old and a 2 year old and a newborn, and then we had another kid. Like, and I worked this as I saw fit.
Yep.
And like you said, worked a corporate job, but then I worked this enough to then leave that corporate job because that was my choice at what I wanted to do. And now I have financial means to help my kids with college, with a car,
Yeah.
with savings account for the love.
Yeah.
I mean, for kids, getting out of high school with a savings account, that's a big deal. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not in this industry to be like, look at my house over here on the lake and look at my boat and look at all these things.
Yeah.
I want my kids to be okay when they are out of school
Yeah.
and go to
Yep.
college and in the legacy of that.
Yep.
That's why I just absolutely love it now more than ever. But kind of went sidebar with the
Yep.
Tranont, why
That's
Tranont,
okay.
but and so the compensation plan, the people, the community, you feel instantly
Yep.
supported the
Yes.
minute you are click that button to jump on board. You are instantly supported from everyone. It doesn't matter if you're within our team or this team over here, this team over here. You are welcomed, you are loved, you're appreciated, and I absolutely love the culture of that. And it's a system, it's a model that can work alongside anything. You're not leaving your house. You're not, setting up shop every other weekend. You're not, there's no overhead. The simplicity of it, literally, right, Sarah?
Yeah.
This can be for
Oh,
anybody.
yeah.
The retired college kid, you know what I'm saying? Like just out of high school, like
Yep.
this plan and this system can work for anybody.
Yeah. When you mention that, the different kinds of people, retired sticks out to me right away when I think of our partner, Sonara, what she has been able to do for her parents. My parents are of that age too. They're getting into their late 70s. They worked really hard. They're boomers. They've worked very hard to get to where they're at, but they're starting to see things maybe being taken away from them, or the next generation, the millennial, all those. It's just a very different future outlook, and not to be fearful of it, but to say, hey, there's this opportunity right in front of us that
Mhm.
could make it comfortable for your parents
Mhm.
in their retirement. Make it comfortable. Not that you don't want your children to work. You do. You want them to work
Right.
very hard.
Yes.
This is
Yes.
not this is not an entitlement job, but
Yeah.
that you have something for them,
Mhm.
that to give them a cushion like generations before us had.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really, really appreciate that. Another question I had, I guess I'll ask this one and then one more. What's been the best thing about, like, if you could just pick one thing, the best thing about Tranont, this company?
Oh my gosh. You want me to pick one thing?
Yeah, just
Honestly,
one.
there's so much.
Yeah,
There's so much, but honestly, and I get a little tearful thinking of this, but prior to Tranont, I feel like I was just living in the motions of the day to day. Now, that's, you might be thinking, oh my gosh, mental health. Well, it wasn't that,
sure.
though that can be an issue for some, but it is
Yeah,
exhausting, right? Taking care of people, your family, like
yeah,
all the time. And I just felt like I was in this grind of this hamster wheel, like day in and day out. And I wasn't moving forward in the direction personally and professionally where I was at.
sure.
I thought there's got to be, I've been here so in this industry, so like something, is it this model? Is it something else? And then when I came into Tranont, it's like everything's switched.
Sure.
The time and effort I was doing, it was multiplying my presence. I was more present than ever this past year with my kids.
Yeah,
I wasn't on all the time like I felt like I had to be
sure.
prior. It gave me back,
Yeah,
not just my insides and out. Like
yeah.
I feel better in my 40s than I did in my 20s, but more importantly, I feel better now than a year
Yeah.
ago today. And
It's
it's thanks to just the whole overall compound impact
Yep.
of the products, the people, and the compensation. And those are things you should look for in a company. If you're watching and you're just like, oh my gosh, maybe I should check out what, partner with Sarah or talk to Sarah about this. Like, why would, like, a lot of people are like, well, why would you choose that? Look at the company,
Yeah,
look at the products that they're offering.
yeah.
Are they innovative? Are they actually going to do what they say they're going to do? Right?
Yep.
Are they always coming out with new innovative things? Right? Look at the
Right.
people.
Yeah.
Are the people going to support you and be there for you from the top down? And look at the income.
Yeah.
Like, are you getting paid for the time you put in? Because if you're working 60 hours over here, but an hour over here, is it worth it?
Right.
Is it worth it? Are
Yeah.
they paid? So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of a compound effect of all of it. But,
Yep.
um,
And if you're watching this, if you're watching me, if you're watching Carissa, you either are friends with us, you're friends of a friend of us, we're real people. And
mhm,
yeah, you can hear these things. We're just bombarded with media, commercials, advertising, this and that. And it can seem like, yeah, right, it's all just a big joke. It doesn't really happen. But if you trust us, if you trust Carissa, because you do know us, we're not lying
mhm,
to you. We're not telling you, yeah, in 3 months you're going to be a billionaire. That's not at all what this is about. This is about life-changing steps and opportunities that you really don't even know could hold for you.
mhm,
And all it requires is consistency. And consistency in time looks different for everybody. If
mhm,
if you can be home all day long, you could crank out calls all day long. but maybe you're doing that 4 or 5 days a week. Maybe you're putting in a half an hour in the morning and a half an hour at night, 7 days a week, but it's just the consistency. And the only way, like we learned at TLA, I think it was from Bree Richardson, that the only way you'll fail is if you don't do the work and if you don't trust yourself to do the work,
Yep.
because everything is here for us.
Mhm.
All the steps. I've been also in this business before, and I never had the support that I've had here. Um, whether it's you, whether it's Dawn, whether it's outlines, whether it's
Mhm.
scripts. Some people are like, I have no idea what to say. I don't know how to sell. I'm like, good. This isn't a selling business. This
Mhm.
is an education business. It's a support business. So, yeah, those are just, and just, I don't know, the learning environment. I
Mhm.
love continuing to learn and teach others that they don't have to be scared of the future. They don't have to be scared of their health. They don't have to be scared of, can I pay my
Mhm.
mortgage? There are options. So one last
Yep.
question then, Carissa, is, for those who wonder, like, well, what, because everyone has different visions too,
Mhm.
for you and I, they may be very different. Some people want to travel. Some people just want to pay medical bills. Some want to pay tuition, braces, that's all the things. Some people just want to have a little extra money to have cushion. What is one thing, and maybe two, if we have a little bit of time here, that this company has allowed you to do above and beyond what you could have done before?
Honestly, I think it's our savings account growing.
Okay.
Honestly,
Yeah.
if like I am not saving up for some vacation home, or like I want to be able to give back to my
Yep.
kids and my family's financial future,
Yep.
right? So the biggest thing that and this is not me I'm not bragging, I'm not trying to, impress anybody, but
No.
our savings account has never looked the way it has
Sure.
since being in this industry. And that's almost 15 years.
Yeah.
However, what goes with that, in addition to that, is I've been able to, my kids, they're involved in things. I have two kids that play travel ball.
Yep.
I have two kids that play basketball. And I've never had to say, we have to pump the brakes. Mom and dad need to save up a little bit for
Yeah.
this before we can commit to you doing a year of off-season training, commit to
Sure.
you doing a tournament season, commit to you getting a new bat and all. And those of you watching that have kids and the travel sports are no joke.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
cheap. And for us to be able to here you go and not be drowning in debt
Yep.
because of it,
Yep.
it's huge. It is, like I said, physically and mentally and inside where I was a year ago, say August, and
Yeah.
where we are now, it's completely different. And it is wholeheartedly 100,000, 10 infinity% because of Tranont. And I'm so grateful that I finally decided to trust me and not what everybody else was saying and
Yeah.
take a look. Because for those of you that might be watching and you've been watching, I watched for 9 months.
Yep.
9 months I watched for
Same
my
here.
friend. And I just
Yep.
sat and they said and I kept seeing it's different here. It's different. And I'm like, it's not. It's the same thing everywhere. Because
Yeah.
I'm sure some of you watching are probably thinking that too. No, they just say that because they want me to do X, Y, and Z. No, we want to help you.
Yeah.
We don't want you to, we don't want to peddle you anything. We don't want to sell you anything. We want to help you feel your best and help you with your financial means to
Yep.
pay groceries, to pay for Christmas, to put gas in the car, to whatever, pay off the $500 credit card debt, whatever that looks like.
Mhm.
We want to truly help you. It is different here.
Yeah.
I didn't believe it for 9 months. And now that I'm here,
Yep.
and you see other top industry leaders
Yep.
coming to Tranont,
Yeah.
it's time to take a look.
That's a big thing to me, is to see how many people, because like everything has taken a hit in the economy. This industry did too. And it could make somebody think, well, this is just another thing that's not going to work. But we were one of 3 companies only in this industry that grew exponentially in the past year. They are debt free. I love that they started
Yeah.
out as a wealth and financing company before they added the health piece. Um, and one last thing I'd like to add, and maybe you could just add to it too, and then we'll be done because the time flies. But one of the biggest things you hear is, oh, it's pyramid scheme, pyramid. And if you actually think of a pyramid, how it's shaped, corporate is a pyramid. And when I look at like somebody who in our company, who is a very top level, um, level. You know, we have our jewel levels, which I love that, by the way. Um, she's like 22 levels down under somebody else. You know, naming
Mhm.
names doesn't matter because nobody knows who they are anyway. But she is 22 levels down as we would look at it, but actually, um,
The
you know,
same.
income wise, has taken her because it's her business.
Yep.
She's the CEO of her business.
Yep.
And even though she technically had somebody that brought her in, and you'd think, well, then that's the top person, sure. But she exceeded that because that's how she worked her business. And that person that brought her in said, way to go. You know, like, I am so proud of you. We are not about being above and better than anyone else. We want, in fact, I'm sure you have people in your head that you're thinking, you would love to help financially or health wise. And if you saw that happen for them, you would just probably cry,
Oh,
you know? Um,
1000%.
so the people here is probably the biggest thing for me. And you kind of said it too. And meeting so many other different like-minded people, having a support in this day and age too, having something positive to focus on. um, it's been so good for me too, in my heart and my faith and my
Mhm.
health, because I don't want to get sucked into the what ifs. I want to stay right here, right now. Um, you know, Martin Luther, which you would know who he is, he said a quote
Mhm.
once that even if I knew the world was going to end tomorrow, I'd still plant my apple tree. You know, and that's
Yep.
what we do here.
Mhm.
You know, we don't look at the impossibilities, we look at the possibilities. So
Exactly.
I thank you so much for coming
Yes.
on, and please end
And
with
I
any
was
little
gonna
last
say,
bit.
I know I've talked a lot about the what it's done for my family and our future and things like that, but a lot of people, like you said, are looking for a community.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
this is one of the
yes.
best
Yep.
communities. Looking for a place to belong. This can be your
Yes.
home.
Mm-hmm.
We invite you to check it out. We invite you. Some people don't even know what they're saying no to.
Yeah.
Um, Check it out because you just don't know. It's not another thing. We're here to impact 1 billion lives for good in the first 30 years
Yeah.
of business. That's our mission.
Yep.
And you can do that by helping yourself,
Yep.
by helping your community. If you don't have a family and you're like, well, I have a good job and I have a savings and I have, like, I can't relate to anything Chris is saying, or what Sarah's saying, but maybe it's your church. Maybe your church you could help out with the extra income.
Yeah.
And maybe it's people in your community,
Yep.
right? I don't think we talk enough about what money can do for people. It's not all about the glamorous things,
Right.
right? It's what you can do to provide for your neighbors around you. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, absolutely. I just love this. This is so great, Sarah. I'm so thankful
Yeah.
that you invited
Thank
me
you.
on, and I'm
Thank you for
excited.
taking time out of
Yes,
you're busy. I know it's a good busy, but you're busy helping so many others and people on our team. You're very, very busy. And I appreciate you taking this time.
yes, and we'll talk soon.
Okay,
Okay,
sounds
bye,
good.
Sarah.
Bye.